जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय, नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद से अद्वैत गदाधर शिवास आदि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गो गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिवर्धन की जय, वृंदावन धाम की जय, नवद्वीप धाम की जय, स्वामी तो भक्तवृंद की जय, गंगा माई की जय, जमुना माई की जय, तुलसी देवी की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, स्वामी तो भक्तवृंद की जय। All glories to the Assembled Lord. All glories to the Assembled Lord. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. So this morning's class is a special class entitled What is a Guru? Recorded on the 22nd of August 1973 in London. So that's lecture entitled What is a Guru? Recorded 22nd of August 1973 in London.
प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री राधा कृष्ण गो गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिवर्धन की जय, वृंदावन धाम की जय, नवद्वीप धाम की जय, गंगा माई की जय, यमुना माई की जय, तुलसी देवी की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, बैठ पूजा महामहोत्सव की जय, स्वामी तो भक्तवृंद की जय। All glory to the Assembled, all glory to the Assembled, all glory to the Assembled. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know for most of you this is your first appearance here at Bhaktivedanta Swami. I'd like to extend this welcome to you and thank you for coming. And please, this door is always open at our services about 7 o'clock every evening. Thank you very much.
ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितां येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति सपदान्तिकम्। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम। Thank you very much. So, tonight's subject matter for speaking is what is Guru? So, Guru, there are many descriptions. Subject matter is the same, but different way. Guru has been described by different acharyas. Their aim is the same, but language or presentation may be little different. So, generally, Guru means ajnana timirandhasya jnananjana salakaya Chakshur mulitam jena tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Just like in darkness, ajnana timirandhas. Ajnan means ignorance, without knowledge. That is called ajnan. So ajnan is compared, ignorance, stupidity is compared with darkness. Just like if this room immediately all lights are off, then it becomes dark. We cannot see where I am sitting, where others sitting. It becomes a confusion. Similarly, in this material world, we are all in the darkness. This material world is called darkness. It is called tama. Tama means darkness, or timid. Timid means darkness. And actually it is darkness. Because this material world is dark, there is need of sunlight, there is need of moonlight, there is need of electricity. This child, this thing. But there is another word. We get description from the Vedic literature. Najatra bhasayate surja, na sasanka na pavaka. There is another word, spiritual word, where there is no darkness, and therefore there is no need of sunlight, there is no need of moonlight, there is no need of electricity. So Guru's business is to bring out the disciples from darkness to light. That is Guru's business. That is Guru. First business is that because everyone is suffering on account of ignorance. Just like you contaminate some disease out of ignorance. You do not know hygienic principle. You do not know that this thing will contaminate me. This association will contaminate me. This kind of food will contaminate me. Because we do not know, therefore we contact infection, sometimes suffer from disease. It is very simple to understand. Suppose one commits something criminal due to ignorance. Due to ignorance. But in the court, when a man is criminal, when the court, if he says, the criminal, if he says that I did not know the law, he will not be excused. Ignorance is no excuse. Similarly, even a child, he does not know, he catches on fire, the fire will burn. No excuse. The fire will not consider that here is a child, he does not know, excuse, no excuse. So as there are stringent laws of nature or laws of the state, that because you do not know something, you have committed some wrong, you will be excused. No, there is no possibility. You have committed something wrong out of ignorance, you must suffer. This is the law, nature's law. You can have many examples. Suppose you cannot eat more out of ignorance. If you eat more, then you have to fast 2 days, 3 days, somebody. Or you will have some disease. You cannot violate any laws of the nature or any laws of the state anywhere. Wherever there is law, if you break it, then you will suffer. This is ignorance. Therefore, Guru's business is every human being is suffering in this material world. Nobody can say that I am not suffering. It is not possible. There must be suffering. There are three kinds of sufferings. That out of ignorance also, a rascal is suffering, he is saying that I am very happy. That is also another ignorance. There are three kinds of sufferings in this material world. Adhyatmic, adhibhautik, adhidaivi. Suffering on account of my own body and mind. This suffering is not imposed by anyone else. I do it. The same thing. I cannot digest, but I eat more. So there must be dysentery. You must suffer. This is due to my body and mind. That is another one kind of suffering. Another suffering is imposed by other living entities. Just like your enemy or an animal, or there are ants, mosquitoes, flies, they are all causing suffering. You are killing them and they are trying to give you suffering. This is called struggle. This is called adhibhautik, suffering given by other living entities. Suffering caused by myself. This is called adhyatmic. And suffering caused by other living. And there are other sufferings caused by the nature, superior power, adhidaivi. Well, all of a sudden there is no rain, no rainfall. And now for want of rainfall there is no food grain. Excessive heat, excessive chilly, cold, earthquake, famine. So many by natures, imposed by the natures, flood. So there are three kinds of sufferings in the material world, and everyone is suffering either by one, two or three or. But nobody can say that I am completely free from suffering. That is not possible. And why this suffering? Due to ignorance. I do not know. I am committing sinful life. I am committing mistakes. Therefore I am suffering. Therefore Guru's business is first to rescue his disciple from ignorance. Ignorance. Ajnana timirandhasya. Everyone is suffering out of ignorance. Therefore Guru's business is to, just like we go to school. We go to school, we send our children to school. Why? To save him from suffering. To get education. If my son does not get education, he will suffer in the future. The same process. To get him out of ignorance. To get him relief from the suffering. Therefore Guru's business is ajnana timirandhasya jnananjana salakaya. So sufferings is due to ignorance. Ignorance is compared with darkness. So in the darkness, how we can save one? By some light. So Guru's business is to take the torch light of knowledge and present before the ignorant or the disciple in darkness, and that gives him, relieve him from the sufferings of darkness or ignorance. This is good. Then another verse says, Tat vijnanatham sa gurumeva avigachet samit pani sutriyam brahmanistam. It is Vedic Indian. Somebody was asking that whether Guru is absolutely necessary. Yes, absolutely necessary. That is the Vedic injunction. The Vedas said, Tad Vijnanartham. Tad Vijnan means spiritual knowledge. Spiritual knowledge, for acquiring spiritual knowledge. Tad Vijnanartham. So, one, Gurum eva, eva means must. Gurum, mane to a guru. Must go to Guru. Not a Guru, the Guru. Guru is one. Because, as it is explained by our Revatinandan Maharaj, Guru is coming from the disciplic succession. What 5,000 years ago Vasudev instructed or Krishna instructed, the same thing we are also instructing. Therefore, there is no difference between instruction. The word Guru is one. Although hundreds and thousands of acharyas have come and gone, but the message is one. Therefore, Guru cannot be two. Real Guru will not talk differently. Some Guru says that in my opinion you should like this, and some Guru will say, in my opinion you'll do this. They are not Gurus. They are all rascals. Guru has no own opinion. Guru has got only one opinion, the same opinion which was expressed by Krishna or Vasudev or Narada or Arjuna or Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or the Goswamis. You'll find the same thing. 5,000 years ago, Lord Sri Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita and Vasudev wrote it, recorded it. Vasudev does not say that it is my opinion. Vasudev writes, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. What am I writing? It is spoken by the Supreme Personality of God. He is not giving his own opinion. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. That is Guru. He is not misinterpreting the words of Krishna. He is giving as it is. Just like a bearer, peon. Somebody has written you letter. The peon has got the letter. It does not mean he has to correct it or edit it or addition. No. He will present you. That is his duty. Then he is Guru. He is honest. Similarly, Guru cannot be two. Mind that. The person may be different, but the message is the same. Therefore, Guru is one. That Vedic instruction is Tad Vijnanatham sa Gurumeva Abhigatset. Gurum eva, one must. Eva means must. Abhigatset. This verb is used when there is this sense of must. It never says go to a guru, but he says you must approach the Guru. Guru is one. Guru cannot be two. Guru meva abhigachet. And we see also practically in the disciple succession of Guru. The same thing is spoken by the Guru. Same thing, repetition of the same subject matter, no other. Krishna said that Manmana bhava mad bhakta mad jajimang namaskuru. Just think of me, Manmana, just become devotee of me, Manmana bhava mad bhakta, just worship me, and just offer your obeisances unto me. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekang saranang vraja. Just surrender unto me. You'll find this instruction in the Bhagavad Gita. The same thing was spoken by all the acharyas. Ramanujarya also says the same thing. Madhacharya says the same thing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says same thing, the Goswami says same thing, and we are also speaking the same thing. There is no difference. We do not interpret the words of Krishna that in my opinion, Kurukshetra means this body, this is rascal. The whole situation has been spoiled by the so-called rascal gurus who gives his own opinion. This is our plain declaration. Let any rascal guru come, we can convince him that he is not guru, because he is speaking differently. We can challenge any rascal. Just like somebody came here, he says that he is God. Every one of us, God. Stop this. So, I asked, just find out in the dictionary what is the meaning of God. Let us see whether he is God. The dictionary, as soon as dictionary was consulted, the meaning of God is the supreme being. Meaning of God. They ask him, are you supreme? If you cannot understand, then find out the meaning of supreme. Then when you consult a dictionary, the supreme, it is said the greatest authority. They ask him, are you the greatest authority? The rascal could not answer. He does not know even the dictionary meaning, and he is claiming that he is God. This rascaldom is going on. Whole world. Big rascal Swamis, they say, why you are finding out God anywhere? You do not see so many rascal gods are loitering in the street. This is going on. If you simply consult dictionary, you can understand what is the meaning of God. God is so cheap thing. Supreme being. Are you supreme being? Supreme means the highest authority. Highest authority means nobody is equal to him, nobody is greater than him. That is supreme. So these rascals who are claiming to become God, is it a fact that nobody is equal to him, nobody is greater than him? There are so many. So this kind of guru, this kind of rascal will not help you. Guru must come from the parampara system by disciplic succession, 5,000 years or 5 millions of years, what was spoken by the Supreme God or Guru, the present Guru also will say the same thing. That is Guru. That is bona fide Guru. Otherwise he is not Guru. Simple definition. Guru cannot change any word of the predecessor. There is one instance in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life. One gentleman is Ballavacharya. He was very much devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He wrote one comment on Srimad Bhagavatam. Subodhini Tika it is called. That is recognized, nice Tika, comment. But he approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was very great devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, he simply said that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Chaitanya, if you hear my comments on the Srimad Bhagavatam, you will find it is far better than Siddhar Swami. Siddhar Swami is a very old commentator. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately rejected. You are claiming that you have written something better than Siddhar Swami. he chastised him. Swami means another. He sarcastically remarked the word Swami. Siddhar Swami. Swami, another Swami means husband. So he said, Swami jiva nahi mane besha bole guni. I think one who does not recognize Swami, he is a prostitute. He immediately said, you do not recognize Siddhar Swami, then you are a prostitute. How can I hear from a prostitute? He refused. Only word, that I have written better than so. So this is the process of Guru. You cannot disobey the previous Acharya or Guru. No, you have to repeat the same thing. Not research. Sometimes rascals come that you are speaking the same thing. Why don't you speak something new by research work? We say that we have no intelligence. We cannot make any research. We are Guru mare murkha deki korilo vichar. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that my Guru Maharaj saw me a great fool number one. So one who remains a great fool number one before his Guru, he is Guru. And one who says that I am advanced so much that I can speak better than my Guru, then he is asking. This is the path. Evam parampara praptam mimam rajasayo vidu. Sakale juga nasta parantapa, Krishna said in the 4th chapter. So, Guru is one. Guru cannot be two. As soon as you find two opinions of Guru, either both of them are rascals or one is at least rascal. There cannot be two. This is Guru. Another place, it is said, Tasmat gurum prapaddeta jigyasu shreyo uttamam shabde parecha nisnatam brahmani upasamasrayam. Who needs a guru? A 3rd class, 4th class man, ordinary man doesn't require a guru. Guru, to keep a guru or to have a guru is not a fashion. One who is very serious to understand spiritual life, he requires a guru. Otherwise there is no need of guru. Just like you keep a dog as a fashion, then don't keep a guru. Guru means is a question of necessity. One must be very serious to understand what is spiritual life, what is God, what is my relation with God, how to act. When we are very much serious on this subject matter, then we require a guru. Don't go to a guru as a matter of fashion. That is useless. That is useless. Therefore Shastra says, Tasmad gurum prapaddeta. Because you have to go to Guru and surrender there. Without surrendering, you cannot learn anything. If you want to challenge Guru, it is not possible. Then you learn nothing. Tasmad gurum prapaddeta. Pranipatena. So, just like Arjuna accepted Krishna as Guru, he says, Shishasteham sadhimang prapannam. I am now surrendering to you. That is the process. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya. To Guru means Krishna's representative, former Acharya's representative. All Acharyas are representative of Krishna. Therefore, Guru should be offered the same respect as we offer to God. Tasmad gurum prapaddeta. Therefore, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, Jasya prasadad bhagavat prasad. because Guru is bona fide representative of Krishna, God. So if you surrender to Guru, bona fide Guru, that means you surrender to God. God is accepting your surrenderance through the Guru. Jasya prasadad bhagavat prasad. If you surrender to Guru, that means Krishna is pleased. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam saranam bhaja, surrender. That somebody argues, where is Krishna? I shall surrender. No, you surrender to his representative, then you surrender to Krishna. This is the process. The Guru is the representative of God. Therefore, the Shastra says, the authority says, Sakshad haritena samasta shastroi. Guru is as good as God. Here in this Vyas Puja day, we are teaching, or they are doing, offering respect to Guru. That means they are learning how to offer respect to God. It is not personal affair. It is required. Because they are trying to be God conscious, they must learn how to offer respect to God or God's representative. That is required. Sakshad haritena samasta shastrai. In all the Shastra Vedic literature, Guru is described as good as God. But Guru will never say that I am God. The disciple's duty is to offer respect to Guru as he offers respect to God. But Guru will never say that because my disciples are offering me respect as God, therefore I have become God. As soon as he thinks so, he becomes dog. He is no more God. Therefore, Vishwanath Chakravarti says, why Guru is offered respect like God? Kintu prabhurja priya tasya. Guru is offered the same respect as we offer respect to God. Just like in the morning. The other side, Arutrik was going on, offering to Krishna God. And this side, Arutrik was going on to offer respect to the spiritual master. The same respect. But Guru will never say, and he is not that. Guru will never say, now I have become God. No. God does not become. God is always God. So God is God and Guru is Guru. But as a matter of etiquette, God is the Sevya God, worshipable God. And Guru is the worshipper God. Just try to understand. Worshipable God and worshipper God. This is Sevya Bhagavan, Sevak Bhagavan. That's why Guru is addressed Prabhupada. Prabhu means the law and Pad means the position. One who has taken the position of the law. The same thing, Sakshad Haritva, Prabhupada. These are the terms one who is serious to study the science of God. They learn all these things. So, one who is very serious to understand the science of God, for him a guru is required. Don't try to keep a guru as a matter of fashion. That it has become a fashion to accept somebody, some rascal as guru and say that I have got my guru. Now what kind of guru you have got? You are talking nonsense. Acharyavan Purusha Veda. One who has accepted guru, he'll talk sense, but there is meaning. He'll never talk any nonsense. That is the sign that he has got guru. He has got the sacred thread. Yes, he is accepted by bona fide guru. there is this sign, sacred thread. So, you are offering good respect to your spiritual master. That is very nice. We are very thankful. But at the same time, we should remember that how to carry out the orders of the Guru so that people may not think that you are talking nonsense. You must be very careful. So, in the Bhagavad Gita also, I am citing various verses from various shastras, Kathopanishad, Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, here is another verse. Krishna says, Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya. This is Bhagavad Gita. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya. Upadekshanti tad jnanam jnanina tattvadarshina. So you have to learn from Guru by three processes. What is that? First process is you must surrender. Tasmat gurum prapaddita. Surrender. You have to find out such a exalted person where you can willingly surrender. Yes. Therefore, it is enjoined in the Shastras, before making a Guru, try to study him, whether you can surrender there. Don't accept any Guru all of a sudden as fanatic. No, don't do that. That is injustice. And Guru also must study the disciple who wants to become a disciple, must study him, whether he is fit for becoming a disciple. This is the way of making relationship between Guru and disciple. Everything is there, provided we take them seriously, then we can be trained up how to become bona fide disciple, how to find out bona fide Guru, how to establish our relationship with Guru and act accordingly and make our life successful. Because Guru's business is ajnanatimidandhasya jnananjana salakha. Guru's business is to enlighten the disciple because he is in darkness. In another place in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said that parabhavastavad abodha jata javanna jigyasata atmatattam. Parabhava means defeat. Defeat. So, whose defeat? Parabhavastavad abodha jata, one who is born rascal and fool. Everyone is born rascal and fool. Nobody, otherwise, if you are learned, if you know things, then why do you go to school and college and pass university? It is a fact. Animals. If we do not cultivate knowledge, then we are as good as animals. Now, another animal is saying that there is no need of books. And he has become Guru. But it is, how can get knowledge without authoritative studies of books and science and philosophy? But they are trying to avoid this. So imagine what kind of Guru and what kind of disciple. So, Shastra says, Parabhavastavad abodha jata. Abodha jata. Everyone is born as skillful. He has to be enlightened. He has to be given knowledge. And he has to receive knowledge to make his life perfect. Therefore, Parabhava means one who does not make his life perfect, he is being defeated. What is the defeat? Struggle for existence. We are trying to get better life. Here also, in this life also, we are struggling hard for getting better position. So, real better position we do not know. That is described in the Bhagavad Gita. So, amritattaya kalpate. Here in this material world, there is no better position because there is death. You may possess a very good, better position, but you will have to give it up. Either the better position will give up you, or ultimately you have to give up that better position. You cannot stay. Suppose you have earned millions of dollars, millions of pounds, and now you have got good bank balance. You think, now I am in the better position. A little dysentery or choleric dysentery, finish, better position. Or the bank fails, that better position gone. So there is no better position in this material world. It is a false. Therefore, those who are trying to get better position in this material world, they are simply becoming defeated. Because there is no better position. He is rascal. He is thinking this is better position. What is better position? The Bhagavad Gita says the better position is amritattva. So amritattaya kalpate. Don't die. Keep your position far. That is better position. So is there any science to give knowledge how one becomes immortal? Yes, there is. You can become immortal, not in this material science, not in this so-called university. But there is knowledge in the Vedic scripture by which you can become immortal. That is better position. No more death, no more birth, no more old age, no more disease. So, Guru's task is very great responsibility. He has to guide the disciple how to make him quite eligible candidate to get the perfect position, immortality, back to home, back to God. Thank you very much.
Homagyanatimirantasya jnananjanashalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna. So we'll just take a few moments just to review Srila Prabhupada's very beautiful class. So this class was entitled "What is a Guru?" and it was a very apt subject. I don't know if anyone caught in the lecture Srila Prabhupada actually mentioned it was a very special day on which Srila Prabhupada spoke this lecture. Did anyone get that? Yes. Yes, it was spoken on the Vyasa Puja day. So this lecture was spoken on the 22nd of August 1973. And the 21st of August 1973 was the day that Radha Gokulananda, Shri Radha Gokulananda were installed. So we're celebrating that next Monday, the 50th anniversary.
Speaking of dates, yesterday,
Yes.
August 13th. Anybody know?
The day next.
It's the day that Srila Prabhupada got on the boat in Calcutta and the boat left Calcutta.
Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. Wonderful. Thank you. Yes, so Srila Prabhupada on this day, very, very beautifully speaking about Guru Tattva, and actually this lecture can really be studied. Srila Prabhupada covered so many points. He began the lecture by talking about how there are many definitions of a guru, but then he cited one verse and he said, practically this is the verse which describes what is a guru and what a guru is supposed to do. Does anyone remember that very first verse that Srila Prabhupada cited to define what is a guru and what a guru is meant to do? And from this verse, Srila Prabhupada, basically the whole first part of his lecture. Yeah, you can do on the mic.
Hare Krishna. It was from the morning prayers we sing Om Jnana Tremendasya Jnananjana Shalakaya, and then Prabhupada remarked that Guru's main business is to bring the disciple from darkness to light.
Wonderful, yes. Does anyone know where that verse is from? What Shastra that verse is from? I don't think Srila Prabhupada said it, but it said it in the transcript. Does anyone know where that, we cite it every day? Anyone know what Shastra it's from? No. 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 Puranas? No. No. Yes, it's from the Gautamiya Tantra. I don't know how many devotees have read the Gautamiya Tantra, but just incidentally, there's another very famous verse that Advaita Acharya read from the Gautamiya Tantra, and after he read that verse, he realized how he would attract the Lord to appear as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So there's a verse, Tulasi dalamatrena jalasya chulukena va vikrinite svanmatmanam bhaktebhyo bhakta jana priya. That if one offers tulsi leaves and Ganga Jal, the Lord becomes conquered. So that's what he did. Anyway, that's a side point. So Srila Prabhupada, from this verse, he was talking about how this world is a dark world, and ultimately the whole process of spiritual life is to go from darkness to light. And the spiritual world is a place of light, and Srila Prabhupada cited a very beautiful verse from the 15th chapter of the Gita, talking about the illumination of the spiritual world. Does anyone know that verse? A very famous verse. Yes?
I only know the first three words, but Chanaka Pandit said the verses are so important. If you can't learn a whole verse, learn half a verse. If you can't learn half a verse, learn one line. If you can't learn a line, learn one word.
So what are the words?
Natad Bhasam.
Yes. Natad bhashete shuryo nashashankana pavaka yadgatva nanivartante tadhama paramam mama. That supreme abode, there's no darkness, it's completely illumined, there's no need for electricity or any other kind of illumination. So we want to go to that place of light. And Srila Prabhupada was talking, he made a very beautiful point actually, very powerful point. Srila Prabhupada said all suffering comes from ignorance, and then he basically explained there's three types of suffering. Anyone want to quickly tell us what those three types of suffering are? Yes?
Adhyatmika, Adibodhika, and Avidevika.
And in English?
The sufferings from our own self, our own body and mind, the other living entities, and the demigods or the natural nature.
Yes. Very beautiful. Then Srila Prabhupada made another point. It's amazing every time you read. I've never, this point never registered to me before, but Srila Prabhupada made this point. He said that ignorance causes these three types of suffering, and these three types of suffering cause another ignorance, which keeps one in suffering. Did you catch that point? Srila Prabhupada said, when you get these three types of suffering, because you're in ignorance, these three types of suffering cause another type of ignorance. The ignorance that the person who's suffering thinks, I'm not suffering. The person who's suffering thinks, I'm happy. So from ignorance causes the three types of suffering, which cause this other type of ignorance, which keeps you in suffering. Therefore, and why I connected that to is in Nectar of Devotion, it says Maya has two potencies. One is the throwing potency, and the other one is the covering potency. So one type of ignorance throws you into suffering, and the other type of ignorance covers you to keep you in suffering. Very amazing point Srila Prabhupada made. And then Srila Prabhupada was talking about Guru, and then he made another powerful point. He said, Guru is one. And can anyone remember the reasoning or the way that Srila Prabhupada explained why Guru is one? Yes. Smarahari?
Because the message is one.
Yes, because there are so many different teachers and they may in different language describe in so many different ways, but ultimately the message is one. And if someone has a different message, if there are two gurus who have a different message, then it can only be one of two things. Either they're both rascals, or one is a rascal. So therefore, that was Srila Prabhupada's analysis. And then he said the guru is a peon. Does anyone know the actual definition of what a peon is? My understanding is like a messenger, is it? Peon. I don't know. Maybe someone can do a Google search on it. Okay, there he is. Harsh AI. Give him the mic. Not for that first definition, but
there's a few definitions, but I don't see one that matches. The first one is a Spanish
I think it's
American.
a humble, a menial worker.
Yeah, a Spanish American day laborer or unskilled farm worker, or a person who does menial work.
Yeah. So the guru is a peon. So basically someone who's not in a position to really change anything, they just carry out the order. So maybe that's the kind of sense in which. So Srila Prabhupada was explaining, yes, the Guru gives the message as it is, and then he was criticizing that sometimes people interpret. And he gave an example of this. Anyone remember? He gave an example of people who interpret. They interpret like an aspect of Shastra. And he gave an example.
The Kurukshetra means the body.
Yes, he
And
said some
senses.
commentators say Kurukshetra means the body. He didn't say it in this lecture, but elsewhere he says they say the 5 Pandavas are the 5 senses. And in this way they basically reduce Kurukshetra to a metaphor rather than something real. So he said this is not required. And then he said that he continued talking about Guru and talked about chastity. And he cited a very, very famous story. Any of the Matajis? A very famous story of someone who was chastised for being unchaste. Yes. Yes. Do you want to say very quickly, what the rough story was or the context?
Hare Krishna. Vallabhacharya, he said he wrote a commentary, better than Sridhar Swami, and he wanted to present to Lord Chaitanya, and he said, you listen to my commentary because I didn't, wrote better. And Srila Prabhupada, Lord Chaitanya was very angry on him actually. He said, you cannot, become better than a Swami. If you think that you are better than your Swami, then you are a prostitute. So he used a very harsh words there.
Yes,
words
very
there.
strong words. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Yes. Srila Prabhupada told this story. In fact, Sumati Morarji, who had given Srila Prabhupada free passage on board the Scindia steamship, she was actually a follower of Vallabhacharya. And when she actually heard Srila Prabhupada talk about this, and when she heard about this, she became it was very difficult for her. But Srila Prabhupada, he writes a very beautiful letter to her in which he explains how to understand this and the fact that Vallabhacharya is also considered a very great saint. He later on became a disciple of Gadadhar Pandit. And then Prabhupada said, you shouldn't keep a guru as a fashion, just like you keep a dog for fashion. And what should you do? What should one do when they receive a guru? Only if they do this, should they even approach a guru? What should one do? Yes. Surrender, yes. Surrender, pranipat, they should inquire. Srila Prabhupada quoted this very famous verse 424, where Krishna explains that one should be submissive, one should inquire, one should render service. And then Srila Prabhupada said that the Guru is not God, but the Guru is considered as good as God. And then he said there are two types of Bhagavan, and he gave two Sanskrit words. Anyone remember? Anyone who hasn't answered yet? Anything? There were two types of Bhagavan, and he gave two different Sanskrit names. Yeah, Pavel?
Sevya Bhagavan and Sevaka Bhagavan.
Yes, and what do they mean?
Worshipable God and worshipper God.
Yes, worshipable God and the worshipper God. And in this way, yes. So many other points were there. But if you actually look at this whole lecture, Srila Prabhupada was so comprehensive on Guru Tattva. He talked about the definition of a Guru. He talked about the service that a Guru is meant to give, the qualifications of a Guru, how you should interact with a Guru, how you should choose a Guru, and how you should respect the Guru, and how if you understand the philosophy of Guru, then you can achieve the ultimate thing, which is, he said in the final line, that the Guru will give you immortality and take you back home, back to Godhead. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Don't know if anyone would like to share any other realizations or points that stood out to them, or if there's any points of discussion. Antaranga Prabhu.
I just have a question, Maharaj. Prabhupada said, we can challenge any rascal guru. So my question is, what does this mean for modern ISKCON? We can challenge any rascals gurus.
Yes, that is our task. Srila Prabhupada said, I do not discriminate, I do not make any distinction, I criticize everyone equally. So yes, we are speaking out. We may not speak out against personalities. We may not speak out against names. We may not directly attack individuals. But definitely every single day we're going out and we're challenging rascal gurus, because we're speaking out in defiance of all materialistic ideology. We're going out and we're telling people happiness is not in material things. We're telling people that God is not an energy, God is a person, you're supposed to love Him. So by all the preaching that we're doing, ultimately we are challenging all these deviant philosophies in the world. And, in certain situations, in a very controlled way, one may directly address someone and challenge them. Of course, that has to be done with caution. Ultimately, Srila Prabhupada said it's not that we are against this or against that, we are for Krishna. So we're for Krishna's philosophy and we speak out. And in certain situations, if it requires to challenge directly, we may. But otherwise, that is what we're doing. Yeah. Oh, okay, I see many hands. Okay, Divyanam and then Char, and then if there's anyone from the ladies' side.
Just very briefly, Maharaj, the whole lecture of Srila Prabhupada was, all his lectures are very bold, but especially speaking on two things struck for me is that how he presented without using the word Guru Tattva, like it's one, but he really kind of gave it in a very relevant manner. And it reminded me of an instruction he gave it to His Holiness Indradyumna Maharaj when he came to him in London for the first time. And he said, the two instructions I give you, one of them was to preach boldly, and the other one was to have faith in the holy name. So, Prabhupada really wanted to put this message across that don't compromise on the principles as far as Krishna consciousness is concerned. So, it's a very uplifting picture. Thank you.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. Indradyumna Maharaj, he talks about how he got those two instructions, and it's so amazing, like how his life just became so much those two instructions, and you can see the success of spiritual life is how you follow. So, such a great example. Thank you. Yes, Cha.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I just have one point of clarification. Prabhupada says, so you have to learn from Guru by 3 processes. What is that? First process is you must surrender. But maybe I didn't catch it. I didn't catch the other 2. Or maybe I'm confused.
Yeah, he began by citing the verse Tadvidi Pranipatena, and then as he was explaining Pranipatena, he quoted the verse from Bhagavatam, Dasmat Gurum Prapadyeta. And then I think, if I remember correctly, he just kind of went on that thread, and then he didn't mention the other 2 principles. So Pranipat means submission. Pariprashna means to question the Guru, and Sevaya means to serve the Guru. So those 3 aspects are the way in which one should interact with a spiritual master. Anyone from the ladies' side? Questions, comments? Okay, final one then maybe, David.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, I mentioned in the class that Guru is one, and it's mentioned, Sri Prabhupada mentioned Da Guru, and I was wondering about, for example, different people may say, I don't resonate with this particular Guru, and things like this, so I'm wondering, is that a superficial way to perceive it, Guru?
Of course, in spiritual life, it's very, very personal. So there may be certain individuals who we feel more of a like-mindedness with, sajatiya, someone who we can more readily connect with. So all the gurus who are bona fide gurus, it's not that we don't resonate with their philosophy, because if they're not speaking the right philosophy, they're not guru. So we'll resonate with everyone's philosophy, but perhaps there may be a certain personality or presentation or emphasis or inspiration that certain gurus give that kind of touches us in a deeper way, and so that's very, very natural, because in spiritual life there's also individuality and personality. So there's unity in the diversity of gurus. Is that okay? All right. Prayojan Prabhu, did you want to say something? Yeah, okay. You'll get the final word.
I was recommended when seeking a guru to read Spiritual Master and Disciple. You know, before you even consider who looking for somebody, you read that book and read through it, and it's so comprehensive, and in that way, it's a wonderful book, just to refer that, because early days, so many people look. In a sense, for myself, it took me 12 years to even consider what was that. Went through so many issues and different persons who I attempted to make contact with as gurus, but somehow or other it didn't work out. You know, it wasn't because of that they weren't a guru and that they weren't bona fide, but for whatever reasons, it didn't happen. And so, you know, and there were, I remember 3 options, I won't say who they were, that went through my mind to start off with. So it took me a while to understand the position, and it was basically through Mother Kalangana that, you know, God bless her, that we're celebrating her or commemorating her disappearance, is that she says, your guru, you must really go to somebody who is established, you know, and steady. You can look like that. You can and see how their thing, and then you know, because there was concern, you know, gurus were falling down and so on and so forth. But then even if that happens, she said, and you do take initiation from them, and then they fall down, then you just get another guru. You must stay connected with the parampara, no matter what. It was almost callous in a statement, but it was very straightforward. That actually, the basis is that this Guru Parampara is a powerful thing that we must stay connected to. And there's still people around that didn't get reinitiation after their problems with gurus. Maybe 3 times they had the problems. But somehow they've not decided in themselves to take shelter or by initiation of another guru, which is another aspect to consider. As long as we stay chaste to Prabhupada as our ultimate Shiksha Guru, you know. So that was said to me.
Thank you, yes. Yes, so there's a beautiful book called Spiritual Master and Disciple, and it's containing all the different quotes from Srila Prabhupada about Guru disciples, so that's very powerful to read. And thank you for mentioning Mother Kalangana. Today is Mother Kalangana's disappearance day, and as we heard this lecture about Guru and disciple, she was really first-class disciple in so many ways of Srila Prabhupada, who dedicated her life. And because she was such a chaste disciple, I think she became guru for everyone who was living here during the years that she was here. Maybe a guru without a title, but very, very powerful. And so today we also offer our respects and deep gratitude to her for her beautiful life of devotion. Mother Kalangana ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. And in a time of passing away, she was in a wheelchair, and she saw a notice, the notice about asking for the devotees to pray for her. And it said on there, please pray for Mother Kalangana, for she's very sick. And she said to the person who was with her, I am not sick. So she was establishing that actually the thing is that actually she's in the process of leaving her body, and that she wasn't sick. It was, and so we changed the notice. Please pray for Mother Kalangana in her departure from this world. You know, it was just sort of I am not sick. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki, Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Jainitai Gaur Premanande.
His Holiness Swami Bhagavan Keshav Maharaj ki.